ഡിവിഷൻ 2 പിന്നെ 1527 പുല്ല് എന്നാണ് നമ്മുടെ ഡിവിഷൻ 1ലേക്ക് കയറുക. Nathaniel Stewart, yeah, what's up? Good bro, how are you? How are you, man? We started a game. Okay, so we're going to start. Come on. തോൽവിയാണോ ജയമാണോ അറിയില്ല. Let's go.
The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. Well, we're on the way. This guy, Roberto Carlos, really is a unique player, Peter. I don't think anyone would argue with that. The pace, the power, the set pieces, the way he constantly surges forward. And a fabulous urgency about everything he does. That's exactly it.
Oh.
He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post.
What a pass.
No, that was never going to make it. Beckham. Well seen, saw that coming. That's great positioning, so good from him. Now it's Torres. That's an imaginative pass. Tchouameni clears it away. Seedorf. And that interception was most necessary. He read that really well and stopped it. Mateus. Oh, good read. That was well played, well stopped. India, disappointing in the end there. They lack urgency. India have had plenty of possession, but few, if any, genuine chances. Passing is crisp and sharp.
Oh, shit, man.
Stoichkov. Now it's Beckham. Good ball, good take.
What the
Stoichkov.
Okay.
That's the keeper's ball. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Tries to pass it through. There they go, hunting again. Shevchenko was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Ambitious ball here. Oh, that's a fine interception. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Porto clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
And this is Torres.
Oh, man.
Beckham. Seedorf. Now it's Messi. He's free. Takes a
Oh,
shot.
what the hell, guys? What the
He's
hell?
got it.
Where level?
His position was perfect. The invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
And the first thing he's going to do here, Peter, is thank his teammate for the pass.
It's a short film,
didn't
bro.
have
It's
played
not a
for him.
movie. It's a short movie, actually. I acted in this. It's a Malayalam short film.
So we have the first goal.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
We are at lead right now.
Mateus conjures time and space where few can. And it's Serginho. Played out wide. Well, that's well spotted.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
We are rushing the play.
Mateus does really well there. He is strong.
So no need to rush.
Mateus. India leading then, courtesy of the goal scored late in the first half here. 1-0 the score. India with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. Seedorf goes short. And the finish!
Whoa.
It's come back out to him. And that's a tiny
So
finish.
Fernando Torres takes the lead.
And they're threatening to fly away here. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
And that's great movement from him. He instinctively knew that the ball was going to come back out, and
That is the end
First
of
half
the
അങ്ങനെ
first
അങ്ങ്
half.
തീർന്നു.
well, the second goal certainly came as a welcome surprise, Peter. So late and so potentially destructive.
That certainly seems to be the case.
And that ought to encourage an even more ambitious approach in this second half.
Dominating
Peter, with
first half,
control
I
already established.
India
prefer-
looking composed, content, comfortable, leading 2-0 at
Kerala
half-time.
Blasters. Like, subscribe and share. Thank you, bro.
Down to business again. Now, can they get him away? Conte, a man never lacking in drive or determination. Mateus. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. And here's Torres. Rijkaard gets over and intercepts. Chouameni. To Beckham. Tries to play it through. Great vision. Big chance! And the keeper couldn't hold it. And he hits the net. Barely into the second half. And already it is heating up. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, you might think I'm being a bit harsh, Peter, but I just can't help the feeling that the keeper should have done a better job. Full stop.
Shifting momentum, perhaps.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
Porto appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that
He'll try from distance.
What a shot
He's done very well to get to that.
from
really
Serginho.
anticipated that well, didn't he?
It's their second corner of the game. Howson is the team's great visionary. And it's Conte. And this and Torres against the crossbar. And he's gone looking for safety. Roberto Carlos promptly onto that, and that is that. That's a lovely, neat pass. Well, Jim, it is abundantly clear that the tone of this game has changed markedly within the last few moments.
Well, it has, because the deficit has now been halved, Peter, and because of that, it seems to have developed into some sort of shock for them, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they can take it on from here. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure. They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Messi! And that would have been game, set and
Trying to
match.
take one more
And
lead,
that
but
reaction says it all. They had a real chance to tighten the screw there, and it's been blown.
And Torres!
yes,
And that's a
so
sharp finish.
locked.
And surely that clinches it.
We
There
can
really is no way
We
back
locked
now.
the game, right?
Unstoppable. Just how do they contain him?
Fernando Torres demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
Now in a position far more desirable.
Well, that's pretty much sealed it now. And surely, Peter, we're not going to see any complacency after that.
Number 13, Didier Drogba.
And this is Stoichkov. No way through. Can he get it through? Stoichkov!
Oh,
And a neat finish.
they can see two
Drama
goals in.
at the death. Is there time for one more twist? You give him an inch and he'll take a mile. Such immaculate precision.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest...
And time is up. Well, that was close. Both sides playing their part in a great game of football. A real ride that had all of us glued to our seats from the very beginning. Fernando Torres taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so.
Or behaving in an inappropriate manner will be
The
removed.
end of the game.
Thank you very much for your
Reflections.
Well, Peter, this was probably more slugfest than a game of football, but I actually...